All right, guys, we are now live. This is Ricardo Suber. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. I'm actually have the conference line on live also, so just in case you're watching, definitely hold tight, and we're going to make sure we get the conference line uh, situated as well. So once again, though, if you're just joining this broadcast, whether or not you're watching the recording or you're doing this live, this is National Director Ricardo Suber, and I want to thank you for actually tuning in. Today is February 15th, 2015. In this particular training, we're going over what we call our Quickstart, which is a proven method to really help any brand new representative and also refresh existing representatives in terms of correctly building their businesses. So we're going to be actually starting this in a quick moment while we get some folks to join on the call live. So here we go, ladies and gents. We are now at the top of the hour. So I'm going to be launching in one quick moment. So give me a minute, and we're going to get everything set for you guys. Here we go. We're making sure we have the screen share set up. And, once again, I want to welcome everybody for tuning in. One quick moment. All right. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, let me go ahead and quiet the line. One moment, ladies and gents. We're going to be launching in one quick moment. Here we go. Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to belabor the point any longer. Once again, this is National Director Ricardo Suber. I want to welcome everybody for tuning in to today's Quick Start training webinar and also simultaneous conference call. Again, it is February 15th, 2015, and I'm going to be going through the 10 steps that helps every brand new representative correctly launch their business. And this training, I believe, is very, very important because even myself, being in this profession for going on close to 4 years now, it's just so important that we review and we continue to master the fundamentals. Now, this particular Quick Start training has actually been developed and perfected by Double Platinum Senior Vice President Barry Donaldson, who has the largest and has built the largest organization within 5 links of just under 500,000. And he continues to teach individuals like myself and also you guys how to go ahead and have success in their businesses. So our organization actually has well over 200 senior vice presidents. We're talking various platinum senior vice presidents, and the success just continues to grow. So with all that being said, I'm actually going to launch a screen share so that everybody can see what we have going on. And for those of you guys who might be tuning in on the line, I want to make sure that each of you guys goes to, and let me make sure I get that for you. I want to make sure that everybody on the line, make sure that you go to www.wgiggameplan.com. Again, www.wgiggameplan.com. Okay, and so where I'm going to actually be reading from is page 3 in the game plan, but since we're also going to be going through the slideshow here, we're going to make sure that we review that with you guys as well. So give me one quick moment while I bring up this slideshow. All right, one moment, ladies and gentlemen. One quick moment. All right. And so if you're just tuning in on our conference call, definitely want to welcome you to our call this evening. Give me one quick moment. All right. Here we go. We got it up. So hopefully this works. Let me just do a little. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to tonight's conference call and training. And all that being said, let's go ahead and begin. So again, this is our WGI Quick Start Plus training call, and this is our Quick Start Plus guide. And so each of you guys can actually follow along live by pointing your web browser and going to www.wgigameplan.com. Again, www.wgigameplan.com. So now the first step in terms of launching your business is to choose your starting position. You're going to choose the independent marketing representative level. Now, as you see in front of you, there are actually 2 options in order to start. You can choose either the IMR Basic for $125, or you can choose the IMR Plus for $249. Now, mind you, with the IMR Plus position, you get a whole lot of added benefits. This is the recommended way to get started because it allows you to receive 1 free month of Business Elite services and 1 free Nationals ticket. Now, currently as a promotion, instead of the Nationals ticket, they're actually offering a high 5 sample kit. Either way, that's the recommended position. But in order to receive and fully launch your business, you want to make sure you purchase Platinum services at sign up. Now, step 2 is to become instantly qualified and start earning commissions. Now, when you become instantly qualified, you're going to do this by activating your 5 Links Virtual Office services. That'll be Platinum services for $49.95 per month, which will give you 4 points. And you'll become commissionable by selecting your Quick Start Business Builder bundle. So, for instance, you can choose the Montevita Business Builder for $220, which gives you 5 qualifying points. Or you can choose the High 5 Sampler Kit, which will give you 6 qualifying points. Either way, following steps A and B will allow you to become qualified and start earning commissions. But I also want all of you guys to understand that there are a variety of ways of getting qualified. Simply stated, what you want to do is after selecting Platinum services, you want to make sure you get any one of our wellness products, any one of our High 5 products or Montevita, and make sure you have a minimum of 8 points. That'll allow you to become qualified. So if this step is a little bit foggy to you, or if you're misunderstanding or need some clarification, definitely get with your upline executive because they will show you exactly how to become qualified. Now, that being said, this next screen that you see in front of you, you'll actually see all the products and services that we have in our arsenal. You see our home division, our business, and our wellness division, and you'll see in the lower right-hand corner that each product or service is worth anywhere from 1 through 10 points. As a matter of fact, we even have a bundled service where you can get the total wellness kit, which includes both Montevita and a High 5 challenge kit, and that will actually yield you 15 personal customer points. Now, it's quite expensive, but at the same time, it's a well worthwhile investment that'll help you launch your business very effectively. So now let's go ahead and move on to step 3. Step 3 is to become an executive trainer in your first 30 days. Now, this is a great first step and a great milestone that you want to achieve. Now, to do that, you're going to complete the following steps. You're going to connect to 8 customer points and sponsor 1 qualified IMR. When you do that, the company will pay you a $50 bonus. Next step, connect 15 customer points and sponsor 2 qualified IMRs. The company will pay you out an additional $1,200. And mind you, that $1,200 will be paid out as $200 upfront and $100 per month for the following 10 months. So once you've done that, congratulations, you have just earned your quick start bonus and achieved the position of executive trainer. Step 4 is to schedule your 30-day game plan session with your upline executive. Now, in order to do that, first off, you want to meet with your upline executives within your first 24 to 72 hours in business. Now, while you're doing this, you're going to get to know who your support team is. You're going to get to know who your executive trainers are, your upline sponsors, your directors, etc. And what I love about this business is that we will show you the way as long as you go the way. Step B, or part B, is to download your own personal copy of this. And again, you can get your own copy of the WGI game plan by going to www.wgigameplan.com. Again, www.wgigameplan.com. Step 5 is to create your list of at least 50 names. And notice you see at least. Now, you don't want to make your minimums your maximums. So here's what I want to ask you. When you're creating your list of everybody that you know, you want to act as if every person that you put down on a sheet of paper is going to give you 10 bucks. Okay? So if you knew that for every name you put down, it was going to give you money, how long would your list be? You might be able to just come up with names and create a 1,000-name list. Here's the whole idea. The whole idea is that you don't want to prejudge and you want to write down everybody that you know. So how do you create your list? Well, here are your guidelines. The first part of your list is going to be your 25 potential customers. Your potential customers, we call these apples. You have your reds, your greens, and your rotten apples. Red apples are people you're going to spend 80% of your time with, because your red apples, these are people who are pretty positive. They definitely will do almost anything for you. And so simply with these individuals, you're going to want to spend most of your time with them because chances are they're going to help you out. Green apples, spend 20% of your time with the greens. Now, we define green apples as people who, they love you, but they tend to be very skeptical. When you ask them for a favor, they may ask you a whole lot of questions. So, for instance, your script in terms of getting a customer is to say, could you please do me a favor, help me out, and try a service? Okay? So your red apples, they're going to be very, very willing to help you out. They'll say, okay, great, tell me what I need to do, would love to help you out. A green is going to ask you a ton of questions. A green will say, well, it depends on what it is. Or they'll say, well, where's the company located? Or they'll ask, okay, but is it more expensive? Because if it's more expensive than what I already have, I'm definitely not going to get it. And they just completely close off the conversation. Versus a red who is almost willing to help you out no matter what the case is. The thing is, that's the difference. If it's a green, spend 20% of your time with them. But if they ask more than 3 questions, politely invite them to take a look at your website and move on. The thing is, you don't know whether or not a green is genuinely trying to help you, or they just don't know how to say no. Now, when it comes to rotten apples, spend 0% of your time with them, because these are people who are negative about your business. For whatever reason, whether they had a negative previous experience with another company, whatever it is, you want to spend 0% of your time with them. I can remember when I first got started in this business, many of the people that I knew very closely were extremely negative. That being the case, I did not let that stop me. I just was willing to say one word, and that word was next. And eventually I found people such as my mother, one of my sisters, one of my 4 siblings, and then also a couple of friends who were willing to help me out in my business. And because of that, I got my first bonus. I was willing to say next and move forward. Now, While you're creating your list, you also want to make a list of potential business partners. Now, with potential business partners, I want you to understand that business partners come in three colors. You have your reds, your greens, and your blues. Now, simply talking about the reds, reds are people who are professional, they tend to make more money than us, and they have more influence than us. These are, in large part, a lot of the reason why our business is jumping leaps and bounds, because these are people who have a lot of personal power and are able to get people to join the business based on their influence. Greens are people on our level. Now, with a green, these are people that we're most commonly associated with because these are our average associates. These are our coworkers, our siblings, our cousins, our very good friends. Now, those are greens. And then blues are people who look up to us. Blues might be our children, nieces, nephews, people that we mentor, etc. So the reason why reds, greens, and blues are important in terms of classifying prospective business partners is because they determine our language at which we invite people to take a look at our business. So, for instance, with a red, since these are people who tend to be more influential than us, they tend to make more money than us. With a red, the way that you invite them to take a look at 5links is you simply want to ask them for opinion. What you simply want to do is you want to compliment them, compliment their success, let them know how much of a help that they've been to you. Then you want to politely ask them if they would be willing to evaluate a business that you're excited about. Notice I didn't say just ask them for their opinion. First off, let them know that you're excited. Let them know that you think that this is big, but because of their influence, because they've helped you out so much, because of their knowledge, you would really appreciate a second set of eyes. And that's the way that you invite a red to take a look at 5links. A green, since a green is on your level, greens are people, and again, these are colors in terms of potential business partners. A green is your average associate, so you want to make them a part of the discovery. With a green, you simply want to say that you took a look at something and it made them think, or it made you think of them. Say, hey, look, I recently took a look at a business. It made me think of you. You know, it made me think of you, and guess what? I would love for you to check this out. You need to see this. You need to check out what I'm doing. Or we need to get together. Or let's have coffee. You know, again, you're using language that makes it sound like they're a part of the discovery. Now, blues, respectively, you can respectfully tell a blue what to do. Since a blue already respects you, since you already have that rapport with a blue, since blues look up to you, you simply need to just say to a blue, you need to check this out right now. I need you to sit here right now. Now, here's a common trap that so many of us get into in this business. Many times in this business, we only go after the blues because they're easy. We only go after people who are younger than us, or people who aren't making too much money, or people who we can pretty much order around, so to speak, for lack of a better term. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with introducing this to any and everyone that you know. But the thing is, don't neglect the reds. Don't neglect the most powerful people that you know. Make sure that you're sharing this with everyone, and that you do it with the posture that even though you're introducing it to a red, so to speak, you do it with the posture that you're already excited about it and that you would just like another set of eyes. So hopefully that was clear with you guys. And with all that being said, let's move on to step number 6. Step number 6 is to launch your 5links business with a grand opening. And the thing is, I don't care how long you've been in 5links, you need to continue to launch your 5links business with a re-grand opening. Now, we should already be familiar with these phrases. I don't care if it's a McDonald's, a Panera Bread, a Walmart, a Taco Bell. You'll notice that they always have grand openings when they open up a new location. And guess what? Every so often, maybe on the anniversary of its opening or maybe on some other special occasion, you'll see a big awning over that store that says re-grand opening. Well, why do businesses do this? Every successful business has a grand opening because it lets the surrounding areas know that they're in business. That's how they stay in business. It actually launches momentum in their business. So the thing is, if you're in 5links and you're not having grand openings, you're not in business. So the thing is, schedule your first grand opening. We can also call this your challenge party, but you want to schedule this with your upline executive within your first 5 to 7 days. And I don't care if you've been in this business for 5 to 7 years, you still want to continue to schedule these. Now, when you do this, and first off, your tip is to have at least 3 grand openings in your first 30 days. Okay? So, and I wanted to go back. I skipped off kind of quickly. So when you have your grand opening, what you're going to do is you're going to invite everyone that you know. As a matter of fact, there are some great trainings in our 5 Links TV. So if you want to find the trainings that actually detail how to do an effective grand opening, you can search for a training that was done by platinum or double platinum senior vice president Marshall Fortson, who actually does a great training on having a grand opening. To access these trainings, you can simply go to boy, drew a blank. You could go to tv.5links.com. Again, tv.5links.com. And then from that main screen, you're going to scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see a great training done by double platinum senior vice president Marshall Fortson on how to have an effective grand opening. Step 7 is to attend all conference calls, webinars, and trainings. I want to congratulate everybody who took the time out to go ahead and listen in, because I'm telling you, this is what will make the difference in your business when you continue to stay plugged in and you attend these trainings, and then using what you've learned to execute. Now, when we send out notifications of our conference calls, we typically do it with text messages, but I also want you guys to know that the WGI Advanced Training Call takes place every single Sunday. As a matter of fact, it starts at 8:30, because at 8:30, we have our own team power call, which is then bridged into the WGI call at 9 p.m. So there's the dial-in information. We also want to make sure that you identify local business opportunity meetings and Saturday trainings and attend in your city. Many of you guys may not be in an area where 5 Links has been fully fledged and fully launched, and that is even more of an opportunity for you. Either way, make sure you get with your upline executive. Find out where your local business opportunity meetings are and Saturday trainings, and make sure you attend, and also take note of the information at the bottom. These are some great pieces of information to pique the interest of people who want a better idea of what we're doing. Step 8 is to register for and attend the next 5 Links International Training Event. Our next training event will be in San Antonio, Texas. So you want to make sure you register today. It's going to be May 13th through the 16th, 2015. And when you register, you will receive 2 personal customer points and 1 customer point for a guest registration. So again, you can register today and get all your information at 5linksnationals.com. Step 9 is suggested advanced leadership training. Now, what I suggest for everybody, if you've been in this business and you've been to at least 1 international training event, you want to have your eyes set on the next Train the Trainer workshop. All the details are at www.mmgttt.com. You also want to attend the next SVP in a Year bootcamp. Now, all the information on that is posted at svpinayear.com. And you want to become energy certified. Now, here's what's important about this. We have the ability, the unique ability in this wonderful opportunity known as 5 Links, to help people save money and make money when people pay an energy bill. Now, we cannot do that, and you can't do that until you become energy certified. This is a one-time $45 investment, but once you do it, you never have to pay it again. And it puts you through a very simple energy training course. And after that, you will be certified to market, sell, and profit on energy. What's the most important thing there? The most important thing is profiting on it. Let me give you a great example. Let's say you're in an area that is not yet deregulated for energy, and chances are it will be very soon. But let's say it's not even deregulated yet, and you haven't bothered to register or get yourself energy certified. Well, see, here's the problem with that. Let's say that one day you recruit someone who's in an area that is energy deregulated, or maybe they close a deal in another state that is energy deregulated, and they make a huge amount of money. We recently had a gentleman who closed a 100 million kilowatt deal. That deal is actually paying out over 6 figures annually. This gentleman will get around $50,000 per year off that one deal. Well, if you were in his upline, you would receive a lion's share of that. But if you're not energy certified, you would receive none of that. So the thing is, it's well worth the one-time $45 investment that can pay you when people are paying their gas bill or their lights or their oil bill. So with all that being said, let's move on to the final step, which is step 10, which is to become familiar with your virtual office and website. This is so important. How many of us are in business, but yet we don't understand how to check our reports? We don't understand what we need to get to our next position. We don't understand where to find how many points certain products are worth. We don't understand how our team is doing. We don't understand what we need to get to the next position. All that can be found out in your virtual office. Now, to become familiar with it, your first step is to log into your 5links representative website. That website's at www.5links.net / and then your RIN number. Next step, click on your rep login and enter your password, and you're in your virtual office at this point. Then you want to click on My Profile, check your personal info and change your password. You're going to click on Reports, check your personal customer report and ensure your customers are active. And you're going to click on News, 5links TV, and Events to stay up to date. And you're going to begin and complete all modules in your 5links University. Now, I know who you are, and you're all big and mighty. I think I might have left out a module or two when I first got started. But so many of us on this call, some of us have been in this business for 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 years. Many of us have still not completed all of our 5links University modules. Here's the problem with that. We create a business based on duplication. How are you going to build a successful team if you're not following the system? You want to follow this system to the T so that when you get a new partner in the business, they follow the system. So what will eventually happen is that you'll have people who will end up joining your team 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. You won't know who they are. You'll barely know their name. You may not have ever even met them, but every time they get a new business partner or they get a customer, they're doing it the right way because they got trained all the way up to the top. This is a business based on duplication, and it's based on doing what you do. So chances are, if you're not doing all of your training, your downline is definitely not going to do it. So make sure you double and triple check to make sure you've completed not only your ET modules, not only your ED, Executive Director modules, not only your National Director modules, not only your Senior Vice President modules, but everything up through your Platinum Senior Vice President training modules in your 5links University. Altogether, it takes about 5.5 hours complete. We recommend that in your first 3 days in business, in your first 72 hours in business, you can set aside a little under 2 hours per day and knock out all of your training. Compare this with your average college or university, where you have to complete well over like hundreds of hours of classes, trainings, homework, extra help, and you have to pay well over $1,000. So compare that with 5links for an investment of well under $500. Altogether, we're talking about after qualifications, you're paying about $300. And yet, you have all this training at your avail that teaches you how to make an unlimited amount of income and truly free yourself and your family. You got to get your training done if you truly take this serious. So with all that being said, here's our last and final step. And our last and final step is like a bonus step. Our bonus step is to beware of negativity. You got to beware of the people and places and thoughts that you have that are gonna make you feel negative about your business. Chances are, if you're feeling downtrodden or negative, you're not staying plugged in enough. So I want to invite you to definitely attain and train and keep yourself motivated. All right. Now, we're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're always here. As a matter of fact, you can always reach me, Ricardo Suber. I'm always here for you. But the thing is, you definitely still want to put the I back in IMR. IMR stands for Independent Marketing Representative. We are all independent. No one needs to call me, wake me up in the morning, and tell me to put on my clothes and take a shower. I am motivated. No one needs to tell any of us that we need to get up and go to work in the morning. We're motivated because if we don't go to work, we're not going to get paid. Nobody needs to tell any of us who are parents. I'm not. But let's just say you're a parent. No one needs to tell you to take care of your kids. We do it because we're motivated. We know we have to do it. But somehow, when it comes to this business, many of us need to be pushed. Many of us need to be pulled. And I'm telling you, you'll never get to your goals and dreams if you keep having to get pulled. If you keep having to be reminded that you're in business, you're not going to be successful. You're going to have to find a way to put a vision board in front of you, to keep a vision in front of you, to stay rooted in church or whatever it is, whatever that is going to take you to the top. You have to keep it in front of you, because if you let your negative doubts and doubts and everything else keep you down, you're not going to make it. So with all that being said, beware of the people telling you that your new business will never work. They're all around us, and they're called average people. Did you guys know that 10% of the world's wealth is controlled by 90% of people? On the flip side, did you know that 90% of the world's wealth is controlled by 10% of the people? So chances are, who are the people telling you that your business will never work? They're the 90% who will always have to work. They are the people who, when they retire, they're always going to have to look for extra sources of money. They're the people who are broke, busted, and disgusted, working in cubicles day in and day out, working 60, over 70, over 80, over 100 hours a week in 2, 3, and 4 jobs because they're never going to make this happen. And I'll even be candid with you guys. They're the people who are going to get off this webinar. I hope it's not you, but there's someone on this webinar who's going to get off this webinar, turn the TV back on, and is not going to touch their business again until the next conference call. That should not be you. You are going to be the person who's going to block out the negativity, still love them, but keep them at a distance, because you're on a mission to change your life and your family's life. And I promise you, there's going to be people in your family that you want to affect, people in your family that you're going to want to get to the next level, and many of them are going to be negative. So what keeps you going? You are going to have a vision. When you close your eyes, you're going to have a vision of where you're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because of the sacrifices that you made today. And I promise you, you're going to get to the next level. All right. TeamEPIC is going to be the #1 team in all of 5 links. We are going to have we're going to be off the charts, pushing this company well into multiple billions of dollars. The choice that you have today is whether or not you're going to be part of that story. Or are you going to be the one telling your grandkids, you know what? I was on TeamEPIC once, and they pushed the company to $1 billion, but I fell short because I gave up. And I promise you, that is the only way you'll fail, is if you give up. You don't fail by messing up. We mess up all the time. But the thing is, the only way you fail is if you quit, or if you never get started in the first place. And I promise you, there are many of you guys who signed your 5 links application, but you never even started your business. You didn't even start. Many of you all didn't train. Many of you guys are still unqualified and have been in this business for over a year. So if you're serious, you're just going to follow the system. Let me continue. Beware of the negative people. Beware of your own fears and doubts. We all have them. Don't think that all the double platinums and the soon-to-be diamonds, don't think that they didn't have it difficult. Do you guys even know some of the stories of some of the platinums? Look at Platinum Senior Vice President Dwayne Johnson. Look at his story. The fact that he used to be homeless, living out of the back of a U-Haul truck in -20-degree weather in Kansas City. I know these stories because I had to learn them so I could get over my little grumbles in life. I was never homeless, okay? Think about the people like Stan Richards, who had to work over 100 hours a week, could barely see his wife. His marriage was suffering because he couldn't spend time with his family. He needed something to get him from being too busy. Too many of us aren't doing our business because we're quote unquote too busy, yet you're not making the sacrifices today to make yourself unbusy later. Today, Stan Richards is financially free, was recognized by Steve Harvey for a Hoodie Award, and has earned millions of dollars in network marketing and spends as much time as he wants with his family. But 8 years ago, when he was introduced to 5links, he could have said, I'm too busy. Too many of us aren't doing our business because we think we're too busy. You got to stop that stinking thinking and find a way to squeeze us in if you want it. The thing is, I can't make you do it. No one can make you do it. This is a volunteer army. So you're going to have to make you do it. Now, how do you keep yourself motivated? How do you keep yourself thinking positive? How do you keep the naysayers out? Well, what do? You buy a great pair of headphones. You buy a great pair of headphones, guys. You buy those headphones and you keep them in your ears. You turn on the Les Browns. You turn on the Tony Robbins. You turn on the Robert Kiyosaki's. You turn on the Eric Worre's. You're going to tune into 5links TV and continue to listen. And not only are you going to listen and immerse yourself in that, I don't want you to be a professional student. I want you to be a professional network marketer, meaning that not only are you learning, but you're applying what you learn. Every day are you exposing people. Every day are you asking people for their opinion. I'm not saying don't take time out to enjoy your life. You want to do that. But make sure every day you're setting aside time to work your business. Definitely do that. So last but not least, and I want to give you something that's not on this slide, what you also want to do, let me see if that was it. Okay, and also your own negative doubts. Look, at the end of the day, if it is to be, it's up to me. You always want to tell yourself that. We are here to help you. Your whole entire upline is here to guide you. And if you ever need a helping hand, all you have to do is pick up the phone. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, if it is to be, it's up to me. You have to know where you're going, and you have to know that you're not going to stop until you get there. So with all brand new representatives, we also encourage all of them to go to svpjumpstart.com. Again, svpjumpstart.com. This is actually a great website where every other day, Thomas Felder will send you an automated email just keeping you on pace in your business. Now, what a great tool. In addition to our conference calls, our WGI Quickstart, our local, regional, and international training events, you also have these reminders that make sure that you're doing the right thing. So the thing is, we have a fail-safe system for anybody who has half the motivation. But what I want to assure each one of you guys is that if you take a step, we're going to be right there staying lock in step with you. You take 5 steps, we're going to take 5 steps with you. And if you're really trying to make a massive advance in your life, we're going to do that right along with you. So with all that being said, for all of our brand new and even our existing representatives, if you're recommitting yourself in your business, I want to say welcome aboard. Welcome to the 5links family. If you're on our team, welcome to Team Epic. Once again, this is National Director Ricardo Suber, thanking all of you guys for tuning in this evening. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you soon.